Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. We're with match number 2 with our playing on a budget mono red storm. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is barely keepable hand. We have a way to cantrip. We have the Passing Flames, Reforge the Soul. We have a Desperate Ritual, Manamorphose. This could actually potentially go off on turn 2 if we draw into a land, but we do need to draw into that land. I'm not going to mulligan it. We are on the draw. Oh, we're on the play. That changes things. So we'll just... I think that I won't quite use Gitaxian Probe quite... Well, actually, I want to know what I'm up against. I'm going to let him try to get the information first before I really care what we're up against. It's going to be an Affinity. No, it's going to be Tron. So, or maybe even Eggs. This could be Eggs or Tron. There is a version of Eggs that's still running around. So, this tends to be a good matchup unless it's like Blue Tron, which does run a lot of counter spells. So let's hope we hit the land here. And if we don't, we'll try to get Gitaxian Probe for it. And we hit a Simian Spirit Guide, so now I've just got to do some math here to see if I can just go off. We'll see. We'll look at his hand, see exactly what we're up against. And reshape. This is an interesting deck. So it's going to be Eggs. This is Eggs, 100% Eggs. It's going to be basically two decks that like to go off on turn 2 and turn 3 and don't want to interact with each other. So this should be very interesting. So hopefully we get a land here. We do not. We get a Pyromancer Ascension. That does change things a little bit. We could wait for one turn. Let's see. So I could add 3. Yeah, I don't have enough to really... Okay, so I could Simian Spirit Guide, tap 1. We could Desperate Ritual, throw out a Pyromancer Ascension, but then we're stuck there. But I'm going to Simian Spirit Guide here for a red. And then we're just going to Manamorphose here to try to hit a land. And we do hit the land, so I think I can go off here. I'm not 100% sure. But I think that we do Desperate Ritual, and we could Pass in Flames. Not quite for Desperate Ritual. Let's see how much we can generate here. So... Can't quite splice. We could wait for one turn to try to splice for the Pyromancer Ascension. No, we'd still have to draw into another one. So I'm just going to try it here. I'm going to cast. And we'll add some mana here. This will put us up to 4. And then if I Pyromancer Ascension, it'll leave us 2 open. And then it will go up to 3, yeah. So I think we just have to Desperate Ritual again. And Pass in Flames won't quite get it. So I think I'm just going to Reforge the Soul. And that gets rid of a lot of his cards. I mean, he could get some decent cards here. I don't know if that was the right thing, but I wanted to kind of disrupt his hand. He liked his reshape. He liked his 2 reshapes and open the vaults. And we also got rid of his Banefire. And they don't run a ton of kill conditions in their deck. Like Banefire is one of their kill conditions. I believe he might run Emrakul as his other kill condition, or even just like a Pyrite Spellbomb. But with Banefire in the graveyard and 2 reshapes in the graveyard and an Open the Vaults in the graveyard, this could get very sticky for him. So we'll see. It's been a long time since I've played against Eggs or played Eggs. But they need as many Open the Vaults as possible, or not Second Sunrise, but the other card. Second Sunrise is banned, but they're still using the other card in it. So, but I mean, we can just play a Pyromancer Ascension, Codex Shredder. I think they just okay. So this is actually gets back his win con, so he can get back his Banefire with the Codex Shredder. But I think we still have time. And there's a Locket. Locket's going to be nice. Actually, Locket, I can actually play 2 Pyromancers here. And if he can't go off next turn, I most likely can go off the following turn. So of course, Locket, again, makes it cost less. We're going to pass the turn. We have double Pyromancer Ascension. Again, hopefully we draw... We can actually Reforge the Soul next turn for a perfect mana and put a counter. So... Unless he can somehow go off, we did help him with Oh, now I can actually cast it for cheap. Did he get a Reforge the Soul? No, he just Codex Shredded himself. So let's see if he can go off here. He might be able to. Draws himself some cards with Thought Cast. Can he generate enough mana here is the thing. He needs his Crack Clan. I can't remember if they use Crack Clan Ironworks to sack stuff. I think they do. So I think he's still one turn off, and I don't see him surviving a fourth turn. And he does just have a Mind Stone, and he's going to have to ship the turn back to me with hopefully double Pyromancer Ascension active. We have a Faithless Looting that can really find us what we need. And he Thought Casts himself. Geez, if I just make him Reforge the Soul here and mill some more cards, he could be in some pretty bad shape. Unless, again, he's running Emrakul. So he discards a Crack Clan Ironworks. It means he's got a double one in his hand. And Pyretic Ritual is going to be beautiful, because that's going to draw us a card. So hopefully, I think we can just go off here without even casting anything. We just Pyretic Ritual. No, then because that'll add 3. We can Pass in Flames for just 4, and then Desperate Ritual, and then go crazy. So Pass in Flames, and then we can Desperate Ritual, which adds counters. And then a Desperate Ritual again. I'm going to Gitaxian Probe to try to find something. Or I could try to find Faithless. Faithless Looting will be able to find me another thing in the graveyard. I'm going to Faithless Looting. Oh, that's bad. We found cards that... Yeah, that hurts. Because we do need another card in our graveyard, or another one of these in our graveyard to actually... Yeah, and he's going off next turn for sure with Open the Vault and a Crack Clan Ironworks in his hand. There's a Manamorphose that has a perfect card. We are online now. This will actually cost 1 less, and this wins us the game here. So it's going to be able to generate an extra mana with Locket, which we can then, yeah, we have 2 on, so we can then Manamorphose, which again will generate us a lot of mana here, and there's no way that we don't go off here. Oh yeah, so now we got another Manamorphose. Go ahead and yield these. And we'll generate some blue, might as well. We have plenty of mana now. We just need to find the Grapeshot. And it's over. So again, we'll just find some cards with Gitaxian Probes. And geez, we will Faithless Loot, find some more cards. Again, just need to find that Grapeshot. Still no Grapeshot, but we're getting closer. There's the Grapeshot. So this will be a win. I think we're up to plenty of Storm Triggers here. This will take him down to a 7. And that is game. Alrighty, so another turn 4 kill against Eggs. This is going to be a tricky matchup. Again, we're the exact same. So I do not think that Blood Moon needs to come in, of course. Blood Moon is really bad. Empty the Warrens could be a potentially quicker kill. Or at least putting him... I don't think we make any changes here. Because we have... Like Young Pyromancer, he doesn't care. It's not going to be quick enough to kill him before he goes off. Blood Moon, he's playing basic lands and the Darksteel Citadels. Darksteel Citadels are a tap for a colorless. They just use it in case he wants to sacrifice them with Crack Clan Ironworks. So that does help a little bit, but other than that, there might be like a few non-basic lands, but I believe they use basic lands because they have a way to fetch them. And with, I'm not quite sure what card they fetch it with, but That's why they choose not to use the non-basic versions. So I don't think that there's going to be any changes here. Again, defense grid, he could bring in some counter magic, but I've never really seen eggs utilize counter magic. So we'll definitely just submit this away. Unfortunately, this is going to be a mulligan. Our opponent does have to mulligan as well. No lands. Have to mulligan this. This is a potentially powerful hand, but a potentially weak hand all the same, because we do have a Locket of Yesterdays. Oh, jeez. He mulls to a Leyline of Sanctity. Is there a way we can win this? Yes, there is. We can mill him. We can mill him with... we can mill him with Pass in Flames. So I can't Grapeshot him. But we can definitely mill him. Especially if he tries to go up. And he's really, really weak at this point. So I'm going to have to bring in a one of Empty the Warrens. Which we can't even get a Gitaxian Probe to see. So he just mulled 2 ley lines. I mean, he's going to be okay in a few turns if he can find the right cards. But I'm going to try to mill him. So we'll just keep passing the turn to him until we find our big combo, which will make him draw and us draw, and we'll see if we can actually go that route. So there's a Pyromancer Ascension. We'll play it. And we'll play this other mountain. And he's got a Gap Digger's Cage too, so that actually does hurt us, because then we can't Pass in Flames. But again, we're just going to try to hit a huge Pyromancer Ascension, and hopefully he has more card draw than us. So we're not going to try to draw too many cards here. At this point, I don't think we need to Reforge the Soul. We're going to want to wait till... Yeah, that would help him so much. We're going to want to wait until we can actually go off on one turn with multiple Pyromancer Ascensions. And our chances of winning this are pretty slim, because Leyline of Sanctity definitely is the card that messes us up the most. But I might just bring in Young Pyromancer. He's going to use so much hate against us, like Gap Digger's Cage and Leyline of Sanctities. So let's keep passing the turn to him until, again, we can hit that string. And now, see, like a Tormod's Crypt as well. Like, he's got so much hate. He brought in so much hate versus us that it's going to be very hard for him to actually establish his win con. So there's one counter on the Pyromancer Ascension. And we can loot, but I want to stay ahead. So again, I'm just going to keep passing it to him. We need to hit multiple Pyromancer Ascensions. And loot will help us do that. But I do have to feel that now that he's up to 5 cards, that I am on sort of the clock. And now we're even in the card draw aspect, because he needs to draw into that Crackland Ironworks. There's another mountain. Mountains don't really help. Maybe I should have Faithless Looted that away. I'm going to Faithless Loot right now to try to find... At this point, we don't need a Grapeshot, and we don't need a mountain. So I'm just going to hardcast a Simian Spirit Guide. I guess that's another way that we can kill him, is beat him down with the guides. And again, he's got to stay ahead in the card draw. Another mountain. So he's going to Ghost Quarter his own Darksteel Citadel, just to thin out his deck, I'm sure. Oh, to find that blue. And now he's going to start trying to Thought Cast. So I wonder if I can mill his win con again. It might be worth it to Reforge the Soul. I definitely want another counter on that Pyromancer Ascension. But it looks like he's going to reshape to go find Crackland Ironworks, so I might just die here. No, he gets Lotus Bloom. Can he go off? Here's the thing. So again, he's got to hit a reshape. Or not a reshape. He's got to hit a face reward or a open the vaults. And right now he can generate 3 for 5. So not enough for open the vaults. I think I will Reforge the Soul next turn. So there's Kraken Ironworks. He can definitely generate a lot of mana here. But again, if I Reforge the Soul and get rid of his win con, he can't get it back with his graveyard return. Tormod's Crypt hurts a little bit. Not too much. But it looks like he does have the Faith's Reward, which it's most likely that I lose here because he's got the Lotus Bloom that's going to generate him that mana. But I mean, he could just miss. This deck is very, very capable of missing. I guess we should play some elevator music while this is going on. It's going to take a while, so sorry about the lack of commentary. It's just, again, what he's trying to do is he's trying to disassemble enough mana and enough face rewards or open the vaults to actually go off here. So again, I should have Reforged the Soul earlier. It would have, when he had 6 cards, maybe, and got rid of that reshape. But I mean, the chances of him actually drawing into Crackling Ironworks are pretty good. All right, so we lose the Banefire there. Again, that wasn't unexpected. So now that I'm knowing he's using the ley lines, I will bring in a copy of the Empty the Warrens. And I probably won't bring in a copy of Young Pyromancer, maybe a one of Young Pyromancer. And then we can just take out the Goblin Lores. I'm going to take them all out. I am going to keep in one Grapeshot, just in case we hit it. And again, I think I'll bring in all the Young Pyromancers. I think we need to either win by Young Pyromancers or Empty the Warrens. And I think he doesn't have any defense for him. So maybe all Grapeshots come out here. I'm going to take them all out. All right, so I'm going to play first and just try to get a Young Pyromancer online. This is fine. We have a Pyromancer Ascension, Reforge the Souls, Faithless Looting. So we'll first turn most likely Faithless Looting to try to find more lands. And we can definitely ditch. I'll get Gitaxian Probe in first, though, as well. So let's see if he molds to a Leyline of Sanctity again. He does not. All right, so now I'm actually wishing that I wouldn't have taken out the Grapeshots. But we'll get Gitaxian Probe to see what he has. And he's got a pretty decent hand. We have time to get set up. And that we can easily just throw in the graveyard. So we can get rid of the Past in Flames. And we can get rid of a Reforge the Soul since 2 of them are redundant. And so he's going to throw out a Chromatic Star here, I'm sure. And then we will throw out a Pyromancer Ascension here. And hopefully next turn we can go off. We have the Locket Pyromancer's combo. Gafter's Cage would really hurt here. He does have a reshape to find it. But we still might be able to go off with Reforge the Soul. And he does get that blue too, so that's going to help him out a lot. Just to naturally just cast it. So here goes nothing. Hopefully we draw into a relevant card. A Mountain is not a relevant card. I'm going to lock it. And I really do need to flash back the Faithless Looting to try to find, I can wait one more turn. We can try a Manamorphose just to get in the graveyard and find me another card. And there's another one. I think we do go for it. And Pyretic Ritual will get us up to a Pass in Flames, and we can try to go off. I'm going to try it. This is what's so good about Locket. So Pyretic Ritual will get us up to 4, 5. No, only get up to us to 4, so that was actually pretty bad. As I can Pass in Flames for 4. But double Locket will be really good. So I think I get rid of a mountain. And it Reforge the Soul. And now we get Gitaxian Probe here to try to find something, because I really do want to hit into a win here. And there's so many cards that can do it. This puts a counter on the Pyromancer Ascension. Again, we get to see what he drew here. And we have one card to really ramp us into mana like a Manamorphose would be the perfect card to be drawn to, and then drawn to something else after that. But I wonder if does he have a silence in his hand? He might just have a silence. He's trying for a silence. Yes, he does have a silence. But he doesn't have anything else, so this is going to hurt him. And we whiff anyway. So we do need to hit one card for the Pass in Flames. But we should have time. Usually they're a turn 4 deck, not a turn 3 deck. And especially with blowing a Chromatic Star, that is going to set him back a little bit. Because he can reshape for a Lotus Bloom, but he'd have to have the Crack Line in hand, and I just still don't think he would be able to generate enough mana. So he's going to reshape for 0 to get that Lotus. And does he have Faith? Did he grab the Faith Reward? Oh, he gets the Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, that's smart, actually. But we have the Pyromancer Ascension on 2. And unfortunately, we draw into a land. We womp womp. We completely miss here. But he's a little bit far behind blowing a reshape for a Tormod's Crypt. And he can draw into a bunch of stuff that isn't the greatest. I mean, another reshape can find him. And Ichor Wellspring can actually find him a card. And yep, he's going to reshape. And he might actually have it here. No, Lotus Moon, we've got one more turn to draw into anything here that can help us out. Gitaxian Probe actually finds us 2 cards. That's fine. And we get a look at his hand, which has Faith's Reward, which he'll be able to... Oh, he's in still bad shape. He can't do anything here. He can generate a ton of mana with Lotus Bloom, but we have time. And again, we miss these mountains. Open the Vaults, though, gets back everything, though. Opens the Vaults is a little more powerful, but get back all his chromatic stars and everything. So, yeah, he might actually just get us here. To go get a white, yeah, so now he'll have Faithless Ward to get back. Gadger's Cage doesn't do much. That creature cards can't enter the battlefield in graveyards. Player can't cast spells from graveyard, cast cards in their graveyard, so it doesn't affect artifacts. And Thoughtcast, possibly it's just over here. He can generate 3, 4, 5, 6 exactly for the Open the Vaults. But he still needs the Crackland Ironworks. So that Tormod's Crypt really did hurt us. We needed to hit something that turn we tried to go off with the Pass in Flames in the graveyard. And he can actually silence me. Didn't he have another silence in his hand? I think he can silence me on my upkeep to prevent me from trying to do anything with Pyromancer Ascension. So let's see if that happens here. If I just get silenced. Oh, we don't. But we draw yet again another land. So sometimes that's just life. So many cards in here. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have 7 more lands in our entire deck. And yeah, the Thoughtcasts are going to string up. And it's most likely over here. Because I do think he had that other Faithless Reward in his hand. He generated 4 mana, so it's got to be a face reward, which I do believe was in his hand. Yep, there's a face reward. But again, he could just miss here. He can only generate 3 mana. Yeah, he missed it. He missed. He completely missed. He can't generate that mana. He needs the Crackline Ironworks, and he just doesn't have it. So I've got one more turn to try to hit something, and he's down 2 face rewards. It's face rewards fine there. So let's see if we can hit something. He could have another silence though that he just uses. Oh joy! Is that the 5th mountain we've drawn in a row? That is just evil. So he's got another turn to do it, and I really don't think that he can miss here now with the amount of mana that he has. As there's the Crack Clan, and he can generate infinite amount of manas here. So this is going to be game. I'm going to make him play it out. And if it is, this is more of a chalking up a loss to us drawing into those lands at the very end there. Again, any spell would have worked. Any spell that drew us a card like a Faithless Looting or a Reforge the Soul or anything would have actually won us the game here. But it was land at the very end there. Yeah, because I kept the 3rd land. So I think that was 5 lands that we just dumped into, which is very unfortunate. So we'll let him play it out here. But again, this is most likely to be a loss. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.